Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night. You know what that means. It's another exciting episode for the Homies Podcast. I am Fathom X. And before we introduce our guest tonight, Jake, how you doing, brother?
Brother, I am doing well, thank you. Busy week, as always. Immigration is a bitch, but me and my wife are getting through it. Yeah, I'm still dealing with migraines. I'll be going in for an MRI quite soon to figure out what's going on with that. Otherwise, I've been doing pretty well. Yesterday was a pretty good day. Today's been a good day. I've been feeling pretty okay. Just glad to be here, as always, hanging out with the homies. Chris, how have you been, good sir?
Well, been really good, man. We got exciting news going forward, but I wish we could talk about that. But tonight is the night, it's Thursday night. You guys could have been anywhere, but you're here with us. And Phantom, can you introduce our guest, our friend?
Our illustrious guest.
Welcoming for the first time on the Homies Podcast, Left Eye E.G.O.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, my friend? First time getting to talk to you. I've seen you on plenty of streams here lately, and welcome to the Homies Podcast. So, if a lot of people don't know, if people don't know who you are, tell them who you are and what you do.
Oh, yeah. So again, I'm Left Eye E.G.O, and my saying, let's talk about it. Whether we're talking action figures that I have a boatload back here, we're talking comic books, politics, movies, whatever. Let's talk about it. Like, I love making videos about all these subjects, especially if it's from a perspective that you didn't see coming and you're actually glad you tuned in. So again, thank you guys so much for having me on here, and I'm ready to just kick it with the homies tonight.
Oh yeah, brother. Thanks for coming on.
And all Left Eye's links are in the description down below, and we'll be showing them throughout the show tonight.
Of course, absolutely. Remember, they're pinned. They're going to be pinned comments. They're going to be down in the description, just as always. So make sure you give the homie a follow.
Appreciate it, guys.
Phantom, if I may, before we started the show, I just wanted to do a quick little political thing. It is Black History Month, and in reverence of that, first of all, Greece goes up top with E.G.O because we were beneath them for these 28 days, number one. Number two, today, our president, Donald J. Trump, hosted a little gathering announcing that there are going to be 10 new statues put up, in the National Garden of American Heroes. And I'm kind of for it. Now, people were complaining like, oh, where's Thomas Sowell? Where's Thomas Sowell? Well, you don't get a statue there unless you're dead. Thomas Sowell is alive still. Everybody hold your horses. So I'm just gonna rip off these names real quick. And if anybody has any disagreements, I'd like to hear them. But I think we're all gonna be mostly in alignment here. So we have Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Billie Holiday, shout out, Aretha Franklin, shout out, Coretta Scott King, Martin Luther King Jr., Frederick Douglass, Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, and Kobe Bryant. Does anybody have any disagreements there? I'm for it.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
I'm okay with it.
I only disagree with one.
Oh, you mean just disagreements, or who should actually be on there too?
I mean, if you agree with the list, if you have someone you don't want, you shouldn't be there. What do you think?
I mean, they all make sense. I'd rather a Harriet Tubman statue instead of putting her on the currency, because I don't want to say something like, "Hey, how much for a 6-pack of beer?" and someone says it's a tub. I'm not doing that. As long as it's a statue. I would have wanted Walter Williams to be on there, but I mean, the list makes sense. I mean, people say Thomas Sowell, but you had to be dead to be on there. Yes. So wait a little bit longer.
Okay, so I agree with the list, but I really think they should have Malcolm X on there. Like, I think Malcolm X deserves a statue. Well, I think he's supposed to be on there.
I know somebody that should have been there.
Who should? Please don't Phantom.
The voice of Darth Vader himself, James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones
should have been there.
Oh yeah, James Earl Jones. Yeah,
well,
that should have been. Yeah.
Funnily enough, the one connection between all 10 of these people, even though there's like nearly 200 years between all of them, because when we go back to Frederick Douglass died a long time ago, and the most recent would have been Kobe Bryant. Excuse me, or actually, I think maybe Coretta Scott King passed away after him. Anyways, the one thing that links all of them is that all of them were registered Republicans.
Makes sense.
I thought that was very interesting. And when it comes to my agreement, the only one that I kind of disagree with, but it's more in a moral stance, really, is MLK, and that's not. And look, I know that 99% of people in the U.S. in the world,
the pitchforks are like coming at Jake right now. Choose those words kindly.
And look, I will say this: the "I Have a Dream" speech that he gave at the National Mall. Everyone should listen to the complete unabridged version, because it's a perfect speech. There is nothing in that speech that any person could disagree with. It's the perfect speech. My only disagreements are with him in his personal life, the type of man that he was. He was very hypocritical, though we were all hypocrites. But other than that, look up the unabridged "I Have a Dream" speech. It is the perfect speech. And judge not in the character. That's all I wanted to say. Just thought it was interesting that we have some new statues up there. And he brought up two people. He brought up Tiger Woods. Shout out Tiger Woods. Reminds me, I was saying to Chris earlier, it reminded me of the racial draft sketch from the Chappelle Show.
For shizzle.
For shizzle. I still can't believe the Asians got the RZA, Prince Hakeem, Prince Delight. I still can't believe it. I was really pissed about that. Anyways. And the other black person that they brought up was the CEO of Pfizer, and the whole place went, boo, boo.
Fair.
It's like, how dare you boo a black woman? Well, she's the CEO of Pfizer, so that's why. Anyways.
So, Jake, let's see how our chat's doing tonight.
Oh, yeah, we got plenty of people here. KSW, I mean, besides me being first, because I'm always first, just like the stream. KSW Anime, our friend Westward, is telling everyone to like the stream as well. And him and Ebola Booming Bob are going back and forth, asking why Westward is on that account. Well, he can do whatever he wants, because he hopped over to his other account. Say, don't judge him. Don't judge his ass. We got AP in the chat saying, yo, always got time for the homies, and we're so glad, because if you're here at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday, we got time for you. We were in a blight over across an old blighty saying, yo, excuse me, UK Gamer again over an old blighty saying, hail to everyone. Wayfair, our friend, 12 hours ahead of us in the Philippines, saying, hold up, the black people are at the top, must be opposite day. Incorrect, sir. It's February. It's opposite month, motherfucker. And Idaho Mike, all the way from China, shouting us out, saying, good morning, one and all. I need coffee. Sir, I am drinking coffee right now. So I know how you feel.
They don't have coffee over there. They have fucking rice water.
I mean,
rice water.
Tea. Got tea. Pretty sure Folgers ships all around the world. I don't have to worry about that.
Okay. So at the end of the show, we got a big announcement dealing with the show going forward after next week. And so I just want to throw that out there. So it's time for us to go and check out the interwebs. It's time for internet news.
Hey, you know what, Idaho Mike? You're in China, the most racist country on earth, okay? Beware. Before you pull the splinter out of your brother's eye, remove the log from your own. Chris, what do we got for internet news this week?
So for internet news, since we're keeping it Black History, I mean, we have to talk about the Black Stan Lee and the Black Akira Toriyama now. And I think his name is, I met this guy before, like, you know, he's a small time YouTuber named Eric July or whatever, you know. I think his I think his company like destroyed the indie scene when it came to comic books. He outsold the big two or something like that. But people keep on saying that he's a loser and a failure. So
Yeah. Really
why not? Well, let's talk about this failure. Yeah.
Hey, before we start talking about this is how Rippo reacts to every one of them.
Enjoy swimming.
Shout out to our friend Devon, our friend Vagabond, who is 3/4 black, and I'm 1/4 black. So putting us together, we have one whole black man, and I really think that's fun.
And he will be on next week with another guest.
Yes, he will be.
Nice.
Yes, he will be.
Yeah.
So Eric July, young Rippa, the Black Stan Lee himself, has just so many irons in the fire. I mean, including tomorrow, I saw number 3 comes out. A teaser was released today. We would like to go through it. It's less than 20 seconds if we want to watch it real quick, just to see what the tease is about. And
go
through his other
Westward, the KSW channel is modded on here, so you can put the links to the new channel.
Okay, very well. So let's check out this teaser just real quick. Just a little thing. Let's see what this is.
Oh man, I cannot wait for this third part right here.
Dude, the art is just fantastic. It really is. The art is incredible.
It comes out tomorrow. Tomorrow.
7 a.m. our time, 6 a.m. y'all time.
Dude, another $1 million campaign. Another $1 million campaign on the way for Rippa again.
I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. This man Rippa is like being like a madman, man. He's been dropping like book after book after book. It's not even he ain't even spreading them out anymore. He's just he's dropping almost every month, man. Like he's not playing around, dude. Like he's taking this thing seriously.
Mm-hmm. Hey, E.G.O, what's your take on Eric July? Are you a fan of him? Do you own any of his work?
Yeah. I got ISOM 1, 2, Yara 1. I bought Yara 2 yesterday. And I didn't even know that ISOM's going to be in the morning, so I'm going to wind up getting that. So Yara's been my favorite character so far, just because I like her. Her backstory is more complete than ISOM is, but it's because they gave us her backstory at the beginning. So I like following that trail, but I mean, he's looping it in to where it's not hard to read the other ones. Like you don't feel completely left out if you don't read it, but if you do read it, you get another aspect of all the heroes and the X-Eps that are around the town. So Yara is my favorite, but I'm looking forward to see what ISOM 3's got to talk about.
Oh, right on. And speaking of Yara, Yara number 2, cover C was announced earlier today, which just looks beautiful. I love that embossed foil look to it. The depth
looks tight.
It does. It looks real tight. And of course, this is
shout out to Saskas.
There's been some updates about this, but of course, their latest comic that's going to be coming out soon by Chuck Dixon and Frank Herbert, The Great War of Separation. I'm interested in what you guys think of the concept of the story, the character, and the story itself. If anyone has any opinions about that.
I think it's one of the things where they mention it, you don't really think about it, and you're not really sure what part it has to play and how things are now. So I think them going back and expanding it gives them more time to either show you more of the characters that we don't know about that are going to play a larger role, or explain, if you were to have an actual War of Separation, what it would look like now. So, I don't knock them for trying it. So we'll see what happens once it comes out.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys seen the trailer for it? Yeah, I've seen it. But I think it's sort of like his version of Marvel and DC during the World War II type of thing. That's what I'm kind of getting, like how the heroes used to, help the Allies or whatever. So
Right,
I mean,
right,
I'm interested
right.
in it. I will get the book or whatever. But as far as my favorite character so far, I like the Horseman. He just reminds me of street level type of heroes or whatever. So
Horseman looks sick.
can't wait.
Horseman looks sick.
I mean, come on. It's Dean Cain for crying out loud. Dean Cain's
that's-
Horseman.
Yeah,
It's Dean Cain.
yeah.
He was buff Superman before most superheroes in live action were like genuinely jacked. Which I mean, shout out to him for that.
Yeah.
Shout out to him for that. But yeah, Eric July's just been killing it. He's been killing it for a number of years at this point. Every single project that he puts out is a success. I think excuse me. I think Yaira #2 just passed or is about to pass 10,000 copies pre-ordered, which is just wild. So this will make it his 5th campaign that's broken $1 million. The 4th campaign that's broken $1 million, which again, just in a few years, that's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, outdoing the big two, outdoing DC and Marvel, because I think even the most popular runs of current day DC and Marvel maybe sell between like 15 to 30,000. So to have this young upstart that's only been around for at least putting out products like this for only a couple of years, be able to sell 10,000 copies pre-orders, not even done selling it.
Pre-orders.
Just 10,000 pre-orders is insane. It's absolutely insane, and it's only
for an indie comic book person.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Easily within 5 years, probably less, he'll be outselling Marvel and DC just in pure numbers.
Yeah,
pure numbers, not even at scale.
Yeah, I can see that.
Fantastic stuff. It's fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, if you guys are interested, just check out the Rippaverse website, and everything is there. Everything is there.
I was gonna say this, Jake. I heard that our man is also like getting into the Japanese scene too with a manga. I think it's called Gabriel and the Guardians or whatever.
Yeah, and I think they're showing on their website. Excuse me. I might have to scroll up, scroll
It's
down.
like on Rippison. Yeah.
There it is. Here we go.
There we go.
Gabriel and the Guardians, which is their official manga. If I may read a little bit of this. Gabriel and the Guardians is a thrilling animated saga of heroism, faith, and destiny. Produced by Angel Studios and Colossal Studios, the series brings an epic celestial battle to life, now expanded with the official manga published by Rippison. And I thought it would take them longer before they decided to do a manga or an anime. But you love to see it. You love to see it. I know you, Crease, especially Phantom. I know you're really into manga. E.G.O, what's your bias, or not your bias, but what's kind of your split between like Western comics and Eastern manga? Like, do you consume both in equal amounts? Do you prefer one or the other?
No, I do not. I'm sorry. It's no shade to anime. It's just, or manga. Whenever I've asked or tried, I get thrown in the very, very, very deep end. Like, I'd be like, hey, I like Dragon Ball Z. That was cool. They're like, oh my God, you've got to try One Piece. And I'm like, no, I can't, I like it to
It's really
like
good 600 episodes in.
Right. And I'm like, I can't do that. So, I mean, it's great. I'm not going to fault people that like it because when they like it, they really love it. So I'm not going to knock people that want to get into it. Anime is a little different. Like, I've watched Dora Hidoro. It was weird. But I will, if it's, I don't know if they consider it anime or not, but Blood of Zeus and Seis Manos were my favorites. Like,
Blood of Zeus is really good.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, Blood of Zeus is pretty good. It's pretty good.
It says season 3 is going to be the last one, so I can't wait. So
I have a recommendation from a good friend of ours named Vagabundo.
Oh no!
Mysterious Girlfriend X. Vagabundo loves that anime.
Girlfriend X. Hold up.
Mysterious Girlfriend X. I am loath to see that you're actually looking this up live. Left Eye Ego because
mysterious
oh my,
girlfriend. I
as,
should be
as
on
AP
safe
is saying
search.
in all caps, no,
It's not
Phantom.
hentai. It's not hentai.
Why?
It's not hentai.
Oh,
Yeah, but
yep.
his
Okay,
first
that's
Ego's first sentence talking about anime and manga is he always gets thrown in the deep end by recommendations. And what do? You throw him in the
Yeah.
deepest, darkest end there could possibly be.
I'm
Well,
okay,
just going
all right,
back on
I'll delete my history.
just
a little
going back
bit.
on Gabriel and the Guardians or whatever. Like, we got voice acting legends with Gabriel and the Guardians. I mean, Johnny Yon Bosch is part of it, and Christina V is part of it. So, like, like this is not no ordinary type of anime type of thing. Like they're going all in with this.
Also, Johnny Young Bosch is in. I believe he's helping produce the manga and the show itself. So, yeah, I mean, Johnny Young Bosch is a legend. You know, Adam, the Black Ranger for Power Rangers. He voiced in Trigon. He did multiple shows, and yeah, so.
And as someone who used to be in the voice acting industry, it's good to see a manga or an anime, a manga adaptation anime that is not going to be torn to absolute shreds by translators and importers with a political agenda. They're just going to do it as is, which I love to see. I can't tell you how many times I've looked at scripts for things that are obviously not what the artists intend. I mean, I know I spoke about this many months ago on the show because there was a big story that came out about an anime that was being adapted, and one of the translators leaked the script that they were working on versus the original script translated properly. And it actually is very common practice to not only change the story in little ways, but change the story in quite big ways. Change character names, change character attributes. Basically, it flipped the whole thing upside down. So to have a Western anime, if you will.
I give you a quick example. Like the new Roni Kenshin anime that came out or whatever, like the new version of it, bruh. Like, tell me why there's literally a scene they're talking about Democrats. Now, mind you, this was made like this era that Kenshin's takes place in the 1800s. Like, the Japanese don't even know what a Democrat is, so like it makes no sense.
I wonder if that little organization that the great Elon Musk has been looking into with Doge just to help. I wonder if that little pushed a little money, like, okay, we want you to gayify the anime.
Well, we know from our friend Sophie, shout out to you, Sophie, that there is a Peruvian comic that only sold a couple of thousand copies, that its whole existence was based off USAID money. It would have never been made otherwise. And I asked my wife, who also happens to be Peruvian, about it, and she said A, she had never heard of it, and then B, when I showed her it, she was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this? Peru doesn't exactly have like a comic industry, and so to have a comic that suddenly has all this attention, which I thought was weird that anybody paid attention to it, because how would anybody know what it is unless it was being pushed? Wink wink. And I'll tell you what, that country would not put up with anything in that comic book. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
They're traditional.
They're traditional in a sense. They're largely Catholic, Roman Catholic, but it's not like the U.S. where you might have like 10 or 15% of people that'd be like totally for it. Like Peru and a lot of South America, like there would be no one in their right mind if comic creators down there would never write anything like that. Never. Not in a million years.
I mean, to be fair, I mean they just recently just started getting comic books down there. Anyway.
That's brutal, man. That's
Oh, boy.
That's so uncool. How dare you?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, I just want Eric to keep on doing his thing. I just want him to keep on succeeding. Just make these haters keep on hating. Let them keep on thinking that he's a failure. Yeah, let the failure keep on happening. Yeah, I love every time when a madman, we won't say his name on here, is always just bitching about another man, even though you're over 50 something years old. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, I digress.
We're gonna be talking about a different comic creator a little later in the show, but before that, what's our next topic, Reese?
Well, let's talk with our chat first before we move on.
Sure.
What we got?
I just first thing I'll point out is how when Fandom decided to inform Left Eye E.G.O about Mystery Girlfriend X or whatever the fuck it's called, he was like, no, Phantom, why? And a few people saying it's borderline. Ebola saying, we swear it's not hentai. It's borderline hentai.
It's not hentai, man.
AP saying, can we get a I swear it's not hentai shirt? Well, that is actually
that'd be a great shirt.
That would be a good shirt.
That's
Vagabond.
That's not our lingo.
Yes.
That's Vagabonds.
That's
yeah.
But I can't say this much. Keep an eye out. Soon. Very soon, everybody.
Soon.
There might be something soon. Might be something soon.
Soon.
There might be
soon. Oh man.
Dunking on South
America. I guess
as well. I'm sorry, Chris. What was that?
No. I was gonna say, I mean, we're dumping on South America, and while like Phantom's getting that trailer trash ready, I guess we can talk about South America.
The chat was dunking on South America. Ebola is saying that most of South America wouldn't put up with the comic that was put out. You're saying that the comic was weird.
Yeah.
Again.
Sophie,
shout out
to the internet and fire. Apparently, I'm pretty sure they're a little more advanced than that. But
Sophie literally was explaining this to us the other day, and we're like, "What the fuck is this trash?"
It was nuts. I genuinely don't even want to bring up any images regarding it because it's bad. It's just bad. It's just bad. Ebola does that. Before we go to trailer trash, Ebola did ask, can we get an Enjoy Swimming shirt? Maybe.
Well, that's up to you, man.
Maybe. Maybe we could. Maybe we could. There's no guarantees.
We'll have to talk to Vagabond about it. We got to talk to Vagabond about it.
Be like a profit split or something like that.
But Ebola, I can't do this.
Enjoy swimming.
He did it again, folks. He did the meme a second time. Just everybody get excited. Everybody get excited. Oh, speak of South America.
So
if you give us a drive-by.
So, E.G.O, before we go in to watch our trailers, we like to take a trip down to the farm. So we're going to go down to your farm this week for a little trailer trash.
Now, Phantom, when you say his farm, what are you implying? Left Eye, do you own a farm? Like, do you live on a farm?
Dude, my in-laws have 32 acres, like 3.5 north.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 32 acres. It's like mostly brush, but I mean they've got some cows, a few horses, and some cane corsos. So yeah, we got there every few months. So yeah.
Okay. I thought Phantom was trying to slip something in there that was inappropriate.
No. I just want to know where he knew this farm was. I was like, is there another one?
No, our intro, the trailer trash doesn't mean the trailers are trash, but our trailer trash intros, cowbells and mooing and chickens barking and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. So Crease, what's the first trailer this week? What's the first one you want to show?
It's your trailer. The Accountant 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
The sequel to the first movie, the first Accountant, which stars Ben Affleck as how do I put this? He's basically an autistic assassin.
Mm-hmm.
That's his character. I'm
It's
not
a
going
good
to spoil
movie.
the first movie. It is a good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, you should see it. It is a good watch. And the sequel is coming out soon. And we're gonna give this a watch. I checked the music. It should be okay. We shouldn't get hit for copyright, so we'll be able to watch it all the way through. And if you guys have thoughts, just go ahead and throw them out there. We're gonna start this trailer in 3, 2, 1, and here we go.
John Berthoff, you sold me right there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Now, the one thing I noticed immediately was the first movie was actually played quite straight and had a quite serious tone. This one seems to have like a little bit of black comedy thrown in there, which I wasn't expecting, but I think I might like that. I think I might enjoy it.
I think that was like a criticism of the first movie. It could have been had just a little bit more humor in it with how his character is.
Right.
And
right. Okay.
I got to see the first one. It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I want to see this one. This is probably gonna be better, funnier, and better. I mean, come on, Batman and the Punisher teaming up. Let's fucking go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, the first one was trying to make it seem like autism is a superpower
right
of itself. This one's kind of like, oh, I'm not autistic. I'm just an asshole. So you're like, oh, okay, I got it. That's why. Yeah, all right, I get it. I'll still watch it. It's pretty cool. Like I actually thought I saw one of the guns in the trailer. I was like, oh, I have that one. Okay, so I'm like, all right, I did some homework. So I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Right on.
Nah, like you already got me sold. You got John Berthoff in there. I'm most likely gonna go watch it. I like John Berthoff is my guy right there, man. I liked him in The Walking Dead. I liked him in The Punisher. I liked him in The Bear. Like he was like John Berthoff is like, and he's underratedly funny. Like, and he's trying not to be. So that's just the thing.
He'd be very funny, and it looks like chat's in agreement. AP is saying I'm sold. Idaho Mike noticed that Berthold was wearing a Waylon Jennings t-shirt, so he's probably in. UK Gamer says, "Yep, I'm watching this." Wirren says it's looking good, and Ebola, of course, saying, "Wait, autism isn't a superpower? Why didn't anyone tell me this?" Well, we didn't want to break your little heart there, Ebola. That's why. We're so sorry. And look, we already got somebody who says, "Hey, I need to watch The Account now." You do. It's genuinely a good movie. And with this one coming out, since Amazon owns MGM now, it'll be on their streaming service. It'll be on Prime Video, so you can check out the first one like now if you want, I suppose, and then in a little while you'll be able to check out the second one. Absolutely. My goodness. Excuse me.
Great. That's crazy. I just found out breaking news that like the James Bond universe is gonna be a thing too. Like they're making a cinematic universe with that or whatever.
Yeah,
with MGM.
So Samantha Broccoli, who the Broccoli family have been the longtime owners and head producers of the Bond series ever since it was first adapted into movies, and they when Amazon bought MGM had the rights to James Bond, but what came out today was that the Broccoli family has basically relinquished their final say as producers. They've relinquished their final say as producers and are basically going to allow James Bond allow Amazon to do whatever they want with it.
Whatever they want to.
They want to make a cinematic universe, like a movie a year, introduce sidekicks, make movies about the sidekicks, etc. Like it's And there
Not
were
everything needs a cinematic universe.
no. Look, I know there's a ton of James Bond books, and so you can have a ton of sequels, if you will, or a ton of standalone movies, but a cinematic universe.
Phantom is dying right now.
It's a terrible idea. Terrible idea.
When we get through the next trailer, I'm gonna cook for a second on that shit. What's up, Norman?
Hell, Norman.
I will say, if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna make more James Bond movies, there's only two people that realistically would make the most sense that would actually want to make you watch it: Aaron Pierre and Zoe Saldana. Y'all know who Aaron Pierre is?
I do know who Aaron Pierre is. I think he would do well.
Right. He's tall enough, and it's like, okay, I get it. He really is actually British. You were trying to make Idris Elba 007 10 years ago, and you're gonna call it as a designation because you've had so damn many of them over 90 years, so it would make sense. Fine. Mm-hmm. Although Idris Elba, you'd be like, you can't put his ass in Russia and not be like, oh, Jizba, you come here, you go to Gulag. Aaron Pierre, he could probably fit it. Zoe Saldana, y'all watched Huntress or Lioness? Y'all seen that?
Yeah, I've seen Zoe and other stuff, but I heard of Lioness or whatever. Like she's a great actress. She's great.
It's her best work. Basically, she works for the CIA. Yeah, it's her best work. They're like, the CIA is like, hey, look, we got terrorists, we got bad guys, and we can't get people in fast enough. And so they talked to Zoe Saldana. She's like, yo, just put a chick in there. Like you can make her friends.
Make it lame. Nah, I'm playing. Sorry.
Listen. Yeah. So they basically say, hey, look, if we want to knock off this jihadist, we'll take a female Marine that we can teach her some Arabic, make her friends with the fiance. She gets invited to the wedding and gets rid of the guy. And so, like, you actually see her doing things like doing these secret missions. And again, it's Taylor Sheridan's show. So the guy that does Yellowstone, it's his. His shit's fire.
Hell yeah!
So,
I had no idea.
So like, she basically is like, hey, look, my husband's a doctor. I got 2 kids, but I got my own shit to take care of at home. But I got this mission to go on in Mexico. So it's really great and really nuanced. So if you put her in there and told me she was a Jamie Bond, it works because I've seen the show and see how you can make it work. So those are the only 2 that I could think that would make it work to where you're like, oh, well, I'll watch it. It's Green Lantern and Gamora. So I'm like, I'm not going to hate on those. Anyone else is getting full on hate.
So since we're on this kick, can you just go ahead and put on the second video?
Sure.
Madam President Waller,
So this is the trailer for another Amazon movie called G20.
This is what would happen if Big Mike would be
Phantom. Save it. It's called G20. The reason it's called G20 is because the premise of the movie, which you'll see, is the G20 conference, which is the global 20 largest countries coming together, holding a conference together. Viola Davis, good actor, plays the president of the United States, and this G20 is taking place in South Africa. And if you guys know anything about South Africa, you would know what a terrible idea it is to put 20 of the world's largest leaders of 20 of the world's largest economies and countries in one place. And let's see how that works out for these people going on here. In a movie, of course, because this obviously is in real life. It would have ended much differently, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's get this trailer started in 3, 2, 1, go.
I think so.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I could have sworn.
I'm gonna say this much: they had this so ready for Kamala to become when she was gonna be president, and it just did not fucking happen.
She's wearing pump-ups. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this weren't just flats. This had to have been sneakers. Anyways, two things. One, it showed a framed magazine cover of her as a Marine in Fallujah. There were no female combat Marines at that time. Number one. Number two, there's plenty of firearms in the movie. I can understand there being a female Marine with firearms proficiency, but the hand-to-hand stuff with giant South African men, Like,
yeah.
anyways, go off, guys. E.G.O, what do you think?
I'm gonna let Phantom cook. I think Phantom should go ahead and cook.
Yeah, let Phantom go ahead, sir. You've got something on your mind.
You've been like Phantom
Open your mouth
like
too close to the
he's
mic.
got something on his.
You are holding yourself like a black woman in church, sir. Just
This movie. So they put this movie in production back. I think it was probably before the end of the summer of last year, when they thought that Kamala was going to be president of the United States. This was going to be a movie about her or whatever. This movie's going to be awful. It's going to be awful. We got to remember Viola Davis's last movie. She was the warrior queen.
Which, I mean, is a person who existed in history. My disagreement with that movie was their power came from their massive
They endorsed slavery.
empire. They were
Yeah.
huge slave.
They endorsed slavery.
They totally just like, we're not going to talk
Right.
about that bit. We're just going to talk about the female warriors, which yes, they existed, but
right.
again, her massive wealth and being an empress came from slaves. So
I gotta tell you, this is, boy. I want to remind everybody something. For the people who are saying that wokeness and DEI and all this crap is dead, you got a fucking another thing coming. It's gonna go into the shadows and it's gonna come out. It's like Hydra. You cut its head off, two will grow back. It's going to come back under another name.
Regarding like wokeness, DEI, and things of that nature, two things. One, it seems to be dying down. You don't see as much of it anymore, and the political tides and opinions of society have certainly shifted a lot in the past few years. But the second thing is, I heard someone use a very interesting analogy the other day to describe what we're seeing in regards to like wokeness dying down and being destroyed. People are dunking on Twitter saying that it's gone, it's never coming back now that Trump's in office, etc. and so forth. It's the analogy this person used, and this might be a little bit disgusting, but if you guys know what bot flies are, they sting you, and it just looks like you have a little bug bite on there. And so the analogy goes that we're in this phase of wokeness dying. You got the bug bite, you smack the bug, you killed it, and you just got a little red bump there. You just have a tiny reminder of DEI, of things that used to be. But then that bug bite wasn't a bite. That was a sting that inserted a larvae under your skin. And in a number of weeks, that larvae hatches and digs its way out and flies away. And that is what we need to be on the watch for when it comes to wokeness. Is yes, it's going away. Yes, it is dying down. But if we get too confident in ourselves, if we don't stay on the lookout, if we don't crush it everywhere we see it, and we turn a blind eye to it, it is going to come back with a vengeance. So always be on watch. Always watch.
But I mean, I agree with Chris. If this would have been part of the DCU, I wouldn't care, because I do like Viola Davis's Amanda Waller character. I loved her character. I loved her in both Suicide Squad. She's probably the best part of the movies.
Yeah.
But
if this was DCU, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Go.
I mean, come on. This is nearly a 60-year-old woman, black woman, overweight, and she's throwing around guys that are 15, 20 times her size, and she's literally kicking their ass. No.
Yeah, that thing. I didn't think she looked overweight though. She looked like she was pretty okay. She looked like she was in shape.
Yeah.
I do like Weiron's comment saying that it's die hard on a period.
Oh Lord.
That's a great way to
What do you think? What do you think about this Left Eye E.G.O?
For me, if you put the DC logo before this movie starts, the perception is completely different. Like that's all you have to. That's really all you have to do. You're like, oh shit, it's gonna be Amanda Waller versus Task Force X. that's like if you told me that's the movie, I'm like, oh shit, this is awesome. Like, boom, he could like that's literally put a boomerang in Homelander's hand. Movie's done. Like that's it. I watched
a Boomerang Man versus Amanda
All right.
Waller. Okay, I can see that.
Homer's got a point. Homer's got a point.
Okay,
That's-
okay.
That is true.
Is South Africa.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all was talking about the whole James Bond thing. It's time for me to cook here for a second.
Okay, man. Go for it.
Amazon, do not fuck up James Bond. Do not fuck up that series.
Well,
Do not. You motherfuckers are going to end up doing a goddamn a fucking version of Rings of Power with James Bond. Fuck you. Fuck Joe Bezos.
Jeff.
Fuck
Joe
you.
I think his name is. I thought it's Jeff,
I
but
don't-
okay,
I don't,
yeah.
I don't give a damn about Cue Ball's fucking name. I say a fuck you.
I would just like to give a quick shout out to StreamYards for having automatic microphone input volume. Thank you so very much.
Let's check the chat
Tell
real
us how you really
quick.
feel, Phantom. Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
stupid.
Check
It's
the
gonna
chat
be
real quick.
stupid. The James Bond is already a cinematic universe. How many movies? And the last like few were-
26?
They were fucking. The last two were trash. They were trash.
About 26 movies or something like that? Over 26 movies?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I guess that is my catchphrase. I say, "Fuck you" is my catchphrase. I guess. I'll put that on a T-shirt, motherfuckers. I'll do it.
I think the biggest sentiment that has come away from this trailer in the chat, and AP puts it perfectly. A lot of people are saying this. I'm definitely rooting for Homelander.
Yes.
I mean, Ebola straight up just
Homelander takes the White House. This is the closest thing that you're going to get to it.
AP said they should have cast Epic Mike as the main character.
Epic Mike.
Okay.
Have y'all seen Banshee before?
I've
heard
heard.
Banshee? No,
I've
I have
heard.
not.
Yeah, that is the guy that plays Homelander. That's the show that he did before.
Oh yeah, where's the cop? Where's the cop? Yeah.
A top tier. That's fantastic. Best 4 seasons I've seen of anything in a while.
Yeah,
and he actually.
Right.
Okay.
I don't want to
Dude.
give away the show, but I mean,
Well, I can't say one thing. They go after like Neo
yes.
funny people from World War II.
Right.
And there's a scene where one of them like shoots up his good friend that's a black cop, and he's like, "What are you gonna do? Arrest me?" And they're like, "We're not here to arrest you." And they take out the trash right there in a fucking alleyway.
Yeah, it was great.
It's a good fucking show. It's a good fucking show.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid line.
And he became Homelander and a complete bitch.
Oh, man. But-
Ebola, tying into what you said, Phantom says if Rings of Power is anything to go by, that's again your concern. If they pull a Rings of Power, if James Bond is to Amazon Studios as Rings of Power is to J.R.R. Tolkien, then we're in for a disaster. We're in for an absolute disaster.
Well, let's say this much: they tried a cinematic thing with James Bond. We got James Bond Jr., the cartoon, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, but that was that was decades ago when it died and it wasn't that popular. So maybe we'll see. We'll see. Fatla saying, could they do worse than Spectre in No Time to Die? I think that's what we're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Spectre wasn't incredible, and I don't even think I would say it was good, but it was at least passable. It was a passable Bond movie. It was Daniel Craig's last one. And they kind of did him a little dirty, but it was still okay.
I think if Daniel Craig would have ended at Skyfall, I've been fine, because Skyfall was probably the best out of his movies. Is Skyfall, 100%.
and it was supposed to be Daniel Craig's last James Bond movie,
and he did 2 more.
Right, if you've ever seen that movie, like they go to Skyfall, which canonically is,
His
excuse
home.
me, it's canonically the home of the Bond family. And
Mhm.
you can see the grave of his
Hmm.
mother and his father,
Mhm.
and the final scene. The
Oh.
final scenes take place
Mhm.
in his home, in his
In his
familial
family
home
church.
at
In the family
Skyfall, which is
church. Yeah.
their property for who knows how long. So that's why it was like Daniel Craig's like, this is it. This is the last one that I am
Mhm.
going to do. They probably still would have made more anyway, but
Then they gave us.
they offered him 80 million for 2 more movies, and he took it. He's like
And they made Blofeld his fucking brother, and that was fucking
yeah,
stupid.
yeah. They made Blofeld his brother, which no, absolutely not, absolutely not. But yeah, Skyfall. If you want to have like a canonical end to the James Bond movies, watch Skyfall.
Mhm.
Skyfall
Mhm.
isn't amazing, but it's pretty good. The final, again, like half hour or so, that actually
Mhm.
takes place at Skyfall, at the Bond family's familial home.
I mean,
It's good. It's good.
for fuck's sakes, it was Judy Dench's last role as M
Right.
was in that movie.
Yeah. And you know what? About No Time to Die, the most recent Bond, I will say, bringing in Ralph Fiennes as M was a solid choice. I think Ralph Fiennes
Mhm.
does well as M. Like that's a solid character. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, because at the post-credit scene of Skyfall, he's there when Bond, Daniel does the Sean Connery throw the hat, talks to
Right.
Moneypenny, walks in, and it's the regular office.
Mhm.
That's a good nod. That was a good nod to the original Bond series.
Right. And
I
again,
highly recommend watch if you want some good British movies, go watch the old Bond movies. They're really fucking good.
okay, real quick before we move on. Phantom, E.G.O, Crease. Who's your favorite cinematic Bond?
Connery.
Okay, we got Connery. What about you, E.G.O? Do you have a favorite?
I don't really. I just know that Daniel Craig wasn't really it. They tried to go
Mhm.
rugged and it didn't really work. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Pierce Brosnan's when I started to notice it, but
Oh,
that's
dude.
not fair. That's just when I noticed it.
I will say,
that's all.
Pierce Brosnan, like he was so charismatic, and he had the hair. He was tall
Yeah.
enough. He had the accent. He was English, and just the charisma, the way he worked with the ladies, which is a classic Bond.
Right.
I think beautiful,
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful. And
That's
regarding
just
Daniel
who I
Craig,
noticed.
people disliked him because he was too short. He was blonde, and I think one of the most famous headlines I think I saw was the Daily Mail in the UK said he looked like your Polish plumber, which I thought was weird. Like, he's not ugly. I mean, he's probably more attractive than like most men in the world, but he's not James Bond.
Right.
That's my
I
opinion.
must say the movie that started it all, Doctor No, the
Mhm.
movie that started it all, and they didn't want Ian Fleming did
Ian
not
Fleming.
want Sean Connery to play Bond, but when he saw Doctor No,
Mhm.
he literally wrote Sean Connery into the
Right.
books
He
as
changed the
Bond.
character because
Mhm.
he didn't like Connery
Yeah.
because Connery was too tall, too big, and Scottish. He thought
And bald.
Ian Fleming described Sean Connery as a brute because the whole point of James Bond is he doesn't stand out at all. Modern James Bond, he always has the nicest watch, the nicest shoes, the nicest suit, the nicest car. The whole point is he's supposed to blend in. He doesn't have the nicest watch. He has a watch that maybe 5 other people at this party has. He doesn't have the nicest suit. He has a suit that's in the same cost bracket as most people at whatever gathering he's at. He's supposed to be inconspicuous. When you have a really tall guy wearing really expensive clothes with a really nice watch, pulling in a $500,000 Aston Martin, it's like, who the fuck is that guy? So it kind of defeated the purpose. But as Phantom said, when Dr. No came out, with the success of that, the rest of the Fleming novels,
Changed his mind.
he
Okay.
basically
got it.
turned
Okay.
Bond into this tall, dark, handsome, mysterious, seemingly very well off from out of nowhere figure, and made it less about being inconspicuous and more about being the focus.
Part of the-
And he changed Bond's background to Scottish because
he did make
Sean
mistakes.
Connery is a Scotsman.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why the homestead Skyfall is in Scotland. And
Mhm.
I mean, I love Bond. I mean, I've seen them all. I
Mhm.
except for the last two, but Skyfall is like my favorite of the Craig movies.
All right.
This Wayfair saying he grew up during the Roger Moore era. That was the era where it was like very comedic. But Roger Moore, God rest him, was a wonderful person. Apparently, he was a consummate professional. He was extremely kind. He did a lot of work for charity. But Wayfair, you know, Connery being your Bond, Craig did good. Timothy Dalton is your Bond.
Was good.
But he's arguably from most people, they say he was their least favorite. So I'm actually kind of surprised that people like Bond, because when Roger Moore went away, he was again like the big comedic Bond, or they put in a lot of like funky comedy elements. And then when Dalton came in, they made him like a psychopath. Basically, he had like this.
Well, that's his second movie,
and it wasn't until like Craig when they really like genuinely made him a psychopath. Like that first scene in Casino Royale where he's just in a subway just smashing people's heads through sinks and stuff. Like an absolute crazy person.
I swear, dude, I would love to do a Bond watch party. I love the Bond films. I got most of them. They're such great movies.
UK Gamer correcting your ass live on air, fam. He's not Scottish. They just had land in Scotland. And the Skyfall is in Scotland. And he says, sorry, he's been a Bond geek. That's totally fine. Totally
That's
fine.
what we're
Totally
here for.
That's right. Exactly. That is what we're here for. Norman, again, after you, Phantom, saying No Time to Die was an insult. Yeah, it was. It was not good. It was not good. But as Ebola said, don't underestimate Amazon's ability to fuck things up.
I mean, for fuck's sake, they made the man that killed his wife his brother. That's just so fucking retarded.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah. So I guess we got to go to the clown of the week with a comic book creator. I think it's
I'm gonna play something a little old school. It's time for clown of the week, guys.
Okay. So we were speaking about comics earlier in the show when we were talking about Young Rip. Excuse me. And there is a comic creator out there who has put out some incredible comics. He's a writer-stroke artist, and his name is Frank Miller. I'm sure you guys, if you guys are comic fans out there, you have read something by Frank Miller, and you've probably enjoyed the hell out of it. However, recently he put out a couple of covers for a few characters, and was not a fan of the artwork that he did. Now let's give you a couple of examples.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I know who this character is supposed to be, but what
Black Cat is not looking good.
Black Cat have something wrong with her? What happened?
Dude,
what the hell happened? These are absolute. These are nuts. What is this?
So I've been looking into this shit. He's trying to do like the absolute Batman style, and it's
not working.
That
it's not working for him.
Trash. That comic book series is trash. I don't like the absolute series. It's trash. It's 100% trash. And Frank Miller, the guy that penned The Dark Knight Returns, he did
one of the best comics ever.
Get off the drugs, old man. Get off the drugs. The drugs are not helping you, brother. Goodness. They're not.
This is the only one. Again, another character who I know it's supposed to be, but just looks bad. E.G.O, do you have any opinions about this art?
I've never seen Wolverine with an underbite.
Oh my goodness.
terrible.
I'm sorry. It looks like Wolverine stayed. He's been like spending time out behind Wendy's behind the dumpsters, if you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and chat is just absolutely popping off.
Dude,
Oh
fuck,
Lord.
fucking Wolverine looks like he's on crack. He's
Oh,
on crack.
AP
Type
and Body
that,
and me
y'all.
say,
I don't.
holy shit, it looks so bad it does. And don't worry, we have one more, ladies and
There's
gentlemen.
much
there's more.
There's much
There's
more.
one more. Everyone's favorite character, the most popular comic character in the world, is now being represented by this. What?
Black
what,
and red.
What? I mean, he has the spider web kind of like glider webs between his arm and his chest, but the bricks in the background, and also I'm not a fan of the red and
It's
black.
not helping it.
The red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
To have the black bricks be the exact same color as like this deep black that's on the suit that has no texture and no.
He should have. He should have the
awful.
blue.
Hey guys,
He should have the blue for make it to pop it out.
guys,
Yes.
$5. This is Miles Morales cosplaying as Spider-Man.
Not in Black History Month. Don't do it like that.
Nah, man. This is bad. This is bad for Frank Miller, man. It's like
It
you
is.
said. He pencils
hey,
down,
hey.
man. Like he got to stop creating, bro.
Jake, can you please bring up an image from The Dark Knight Returns? Can we just compare that,
Yeah.
please?
Let me do that real quick. I can find an image of the Dark Returns.
Yeah, this is not good, Frank. Somebody got to pull him to the side and just say like, Frank, you got to stop drawing. It's time, sir. Like you got to stop making these bad. Yeah,
Get out the drugs.
Frank Miller is a fan of using like those really deep blacks in the Dark Knight Returns. Here, let me let me get the cover, because the cover is fantastic and has some dark blacks into it. This is what he's trying to do and is failing at.
There's a thing with Frank Miller. He's always been jealous of Seth MacFarlane for his Spider-Man run, and because Spawn is like I still think the biggest comic book hero of all time, and Frank has always been pissed about that Spider-Man run that he did, and he's always, every time he gets his grubby little fingers around or on Spider-Man, he wants to fuck the shit up every fucking time, dude. He's like a million years old. Stop drawing comic books. Stop. You're making these beloved characters look
failure.
ass.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to see detractors trying to defend this or this weapon extra chromosome, which I think that's comment of the night. Weapon extra chromosome. My God, that's just beautiful.
That's a good one.
I'm just saying, like I got the Dark Knight Returns or whatever,
dude,
and
I got the cartoon that he hand drawn. He's the one that drew the cartoon. And it's like,
I know. I got those too. Hold on.
I mean,
I got both of them.
I mean, so Frank, is it? Let me ask you. I ask you if he could hear this. Are you trying to suggest that maybe Wolverine is kind of fakeless? Kind of fruity. He's a trainee. The fuck?
You just gotta look at his old school.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at this was beautiful back in the day, Frank. What are we doing here?
I mean, look at Sin City. I mean, he directed Sin City, and that movie is in black and white, maybe a few colors here and there. That looks like, oh my god, beautiful. That looks like somebody ingested a comic book, threw it up, put it in a blender, ingested it again, and shit it out.
There we go. Oh,
Literally.
brought the wrong one. My bad. Excuse me. Sorry,
Got
fam.
got a little bit of Superman right there.
There we go.
Got
Look
the
at
Superman picture
Which,
right there. Like,
again,
look at that.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That's beautiful, man. Like, I don't. Yeah, and I got the 2 movies too. So But yeah, Frank got to just his Daredevil run was good. His Wolverine run was good. His Batman
Daredevil
run
run
was
is my favorite
good.
Daredevil.
But I think, in my opinion, is like maybe Phantom is right about him being like Joseph Seth. He's always just had that maybe just friendly rivalry type of thing. Maybe he can be. Maybe he is jealous. We don't know, or whatever. But yeah, pencils down, bro. Pencils down. Like you need a pencils down, bro. Like
Bro has definitely always had that dog in him because he's always because he's so like weird and eclectic. He's always had the industry be down on him, even though he's put out incredible works. Like again, what we just showed you, what Crease was just showing, looks absolutely fantastic. There he is, 68 years old, Fedora Man.
I thought that was fucking Freddy Krueger. Damn.
Yeah, I thought he's Freddy Krueger, to be honest with you.
He actually kind of does look like
I'm
Robert
sorry,
Englund.
I didn't. I just looked over for a second. My bad.
No, I got respect for Frank Miller, but I'm just saying, bro, like you got to know when to put it down and just like just get paid just to show up to conventions, man. Like dude, like there'll be plenty of people that will pay $100 for just your autograph, bro. Dude, like seriously,
it's like Kenny Rogers says, you gotta know when to hold them, you gotta know when to fold them. You gotta know when to walk away. You know when to run. Frank, stop doing comic books, dude. Your shit's trash, bro.
Pencils
You're
down.
gonna ruin your legacy. You're gonna ruin your legacy with this dumb shit.
Lord.
Turn the TVs off, man.
Well, he's got TDS, so yeah, his career's kind of ruined any fucking way.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the last thing that he's written or done artwork for that was actually popular.
Didn't he do the past, Blue Beetle? Didn't he just recently do that Blue Beetle that has like our side of the spectrum in the comic book? Didn't Frank do that one?
Did he do a Blue Beetle? I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him.
I could be wrong, but I think it was Frank that did that recent Blue Beetle that had a likeness of Jeremy and Ripa and all them in it. I think that was Frank.
By the way,
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What's up, Chris?
I don't think so. Yeah. But I know Jeremy, like he laughed when he said that he was part of the Blue Beetle comic book. Same thing with Ripa. He's like, "Hey, I'm a DC villain now. That's what's up." Like I see it as a badge of honor. Like,
of course. Let the haters hate. Let the haters hate. Let them drink that haterade. It just makes you more popular, especially when you have a lot of fans behind you. And the thing is, I'm sure that Frank Miller still has tons of fans behind him, but I would imagine that most of them haven't consumed any of his works that were made past like the year 2000. They're
more
like
of a fan
Superman,
of his old work,
Dark Knight Returns, or 300, things like that.
I mean, if you really think about Frank Miller's biggest accomplishments. Frank Miller's biggest accomplishments has to be 300, The Dark Knight Returns, and Sin City. Or his three biggest.
I think the reason that is the case is because those got so quickly. The Dark Knight Returns kind of got adapted with Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan took some aspects into his trilogy, but like Sin City and 300. When they were adapted
Zack Snyder
very soon after, and they took the world by storm. Like people,
that's how Zack Snyder got his fame.
Yeah, and that's how
Zack Snyder got his fame.
As well. They became massive names over that. So he's got it in him, but whatever else he's putting into his system,
pencils down.
Pencils down. Yeah.
Pencils down.
Yeah.
Pencils down.
Yeah, if you want to consume,
Let's take a
Miller,
look at the
read
chat.
Dark
Yeah.
Knight. I mean, pretty much everybody is on our side. AP
Okay.
regarding
Yeah.
the Dark Knight Returns, that Batman art is iconic. It is. It really is. It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
How did he fall so hard from grace? PDS. He still is a massive drug user. It's not the 80s and 90s anymore, man. And you're old. As an older man, Stephen King will tell you, once age hits you, cocaine doesn't help. It really does not.
Especially new stuff they got out.
Frank Miller's career, his life choices career fell harder than Brandon Lee did on The Crow.
Damn.
Bro, now that you got that rim shot sound effect. Boo. Anyways. Cibola is saying age does things. Man is washed. Capital W washed.
Yeah.
Frank Miller to Frank the Tank after that one. Yeah, he's probably got enough money that he could just sit back. I'm sorry, E.G.O. What was that?
I said, it makes sense. He's Frank the Tank is kind of right.
Yeah. Oh, AP is saying that he just linked another piece of art for Frank Miller in the For the Homies Discord. And if you guys aren't a part of that, please go ahead and join the Homies Discord.
Please join.
Talk to us. We got plenty of memes. We do watch parties. We do some game streams in there that we're not doing live. It's a great place to hang out if you want to come in and have fun.
And I have an announcement of something that I started via Pow World, and it's for the community. Yeah, so I'll be announcing that at the end of the show.
Very well.
Look
Forward to it.
Well, I guess we can get into the fun stuff with with pop culture. So, definitely, if you guys haven't seen the Captain America 4 video, check that out. Just want to plug that in. Like, it is almost near 100 views. Shout out to all of you guys right there. Like, that was my first big video, but this is for the homies or wherever. But let's talk about these and let's talk about Captain America, Captain African American, Captain Falcon Man, whatever his name is going to be.
So we do know that probably by Monday there might be a significant drop off from ticket sales from over the past weekend. So that's one thing that I have heard, and that
we have a comparison here. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, apparently sets records in the UK and Ireland box office with a historic opening. This is a sequel to a movie that's over 20 years old. Like Bridget Jones,
nearly 30.
Bridget Jones
nearly 30.
Came out a long ass time ago, and apparently Captain America is taking second place. So we talked about it a little last week, where it had a Thursday night preview opening of like 9 million, and the
12 million.
12 million. Okay, 12 million. And the numbers that they were estimating, which I was kind of taken aback by. They were estimating that it would take 85 to 90 million on its weekend, and I thought to myself, these movies cost like 150 to 200 million dollars add-on marketing. A $90 million opening is nothing for Marvel.
But
like those movies do 150, 180.
Don't forget, this movie was refilmed 3 times.
Yeah.
What? So why was it refilmed so many times?
Because
the script was bad.
The test screenings were awful. People did not like them. They literally took. So Seth Rollins, the WWE star, was supposed to be part of the original cut for the Secret Society. That was axed. Then they had this New World Order aspect of it where they were like going against, I guess, Hydra again. That was axed. Then we got Red Hulk and the Leader, which was absolute. It's not Captain. I agree, Chris. It's not Captain America movie. It's an Incredible Hulk 2 movie.
It's an Incredible Hulk movie. Like I talked about
Without
that in the
Incredible Hulk.
video. I'm like, like listen, like literally, you just needed Edward Norton's Hulk to be in this movie, and then like you would have got an Incredible Hulk movie. But once again, we all know that Universal has the rights to Incredible Hulk, and Disney is being stingy, and they don't want to like share no money, so they gave Anthony Mackie a crappy script. Once again, I keep on trying to tell everybody, Kevin Feige does not like black superheroes. It just is what it is. I don't care what nobody say. It's facts, okay? It just is what it is.
He does not.
Oh man.
What do you think about
what was that? Let that. Go ahead, brother.
Was it me?
Left eye.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
were saying
Me. I'm like,
Yeah.
So I say that there are two types of people that critique movies: people that actually went to go see it, and people that don't because they're not going to go see it.
Mhm.
I was never going to see this at all. I thought that if you look at it, Black Panther was the worst hero in the MCU if you think about all the characters, right?
Okay.
Like he's got he has hella resources, but he's not even the smartest person in his own family.
Mm.
He is strong, but needs some herb to take.
Right.
And he can't kill. They make his father's assassin, a guest in his home because he was brainwashed. And if you're calling, but they're supposed to be like noble savages in a way, so you don't think that would fly.
Right.
Plus, I think it's one of the things where like liberal white women, it works for them.
Oh,
it's like, oh my god, it's the jungle.
Well,
but he's not. He can't. He doesn't beat Captain America, but it's like he's a good guy, and they're Africans, but they're the smart ones. And so it's like it's palatable in that way, but it's like that's not all he was, and they took away a lot of the things that made him actually special. And
yes,
it's just so I'm just like that. So if you go from Anthony Mackie, who's in charge of a character that has 5 decades of publishing, who's got a great backstory, who was in the military, who can talk to fucking falcons. I want to see someone talk to a bird, goddammit. And then you
go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Please go ahead.
And you don't let us have that. You don't have to have dealing with another soldier that retired and I still get to be Falcon. Like I'm taking on clandestine missions. I'd watch that. Cap and the Winter Soldier as a movie to me could have worked on its own, but making Captain America doesn't make sense because you didn't take the super soldier serum because everyone else that's held the mantle, even if you went to that bullshit Isaiah Bradley, everybody took the shot except you.
Right. And in the trailer, he like twice
throughout the movie.
I know it happens throughout the movie,
but even in the trailer,
they have Anthony Mackie saying, I should have taken this serum. Like, yeah, dude, why didn't you? Also, I'm going to pile on Kevin Feige as well. You didn't have the balls to give him an actual Falcon. You gave him a drone. And that's bullshit. It should have been an actual Falcon. That would have been super cool. You could have given him like a little helmet or something. You could have made him enhanced. You could have given him like Falcon serum that made him really strong and tough. But no, you gave him a drone. That's bullshit.
It's really funny. So Falcon actually had his "I'm getting too old for this shit" line in that movie the whole time. I should take the serum. Is like I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My biggest problem with this movie, Red Hulk should have not been in this fucking movie. He should have been in the Thunderbolts where he belonged. You cannot have Thaddeus Ross as Red Hulk in a Captain America movie because Red Hulk is not a Captain American character. He's a Hulk character.
Right. And to make him good. I was just going to say, to make him the primary villain in this Captain America or Captain African America, as people have been saying, movie, while the trailer and the movie is about to come out for the Thunderbolts and Thunderbolt Ross isn't in it, like what is? How are these universes going to come together? How are the street level Thunderbolts going to be brought into the Avengers universe, if you will, and we have Thunderbolt Ross over here as president.
I know how they're going to do it. So they're going to become the Dark Avengers.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's just
we talked about it last week.
Yeah.
That's shout out to my sources, by the way.
They're gonna be the Dark Avengers because we do know that so it wasn't a coincidence that the dude that does the voice of Osborn from the Spider-Man show wants
Norman
to be
Osborn,
part of that he wants to be part of the MCU because there have been talks for him to play the live action version of that character and to do the Dark Avenger storyline. That's out there. That's a rumor that's been going around, and from stuff that's been said, that's what they're heading for because we're getting this variant of fucking Doctor Doom, Tony Stark, wherever the fuck you want to call him.
But obviously they are or are not bringing Chris Evans back. I know there's going to be something that's going to be happening with.
They're going to bring Chris Evans back.
He's going to be Captain Hydra. He's Captain Hydra.
But this is just another instance in a long line of Marvel doing Anthony Mackie dirty. Like he was good as
Falcon.
As Falcon. There should have been a Falcon movie, and the TV show.
Yeah,
I understand. In Endgame, that the shield was passed to Falcon. I get that. It probably should have been Bucky, but whatever. Honestly, the TV show that came out, it should have been Falcon and Bucky. Give Bucky the shield or have him toss the shield back and forth. But I don't know what they have against either Falcon or Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie is a good actor. He was great as Falcon. They didn't give him his own movie. They did him dirty in the TV show where he takes up this weird mantle, and now they're making him Captain America, and they're kind of making a joke out of him. And Chad is agreeing.
It's like I said.
He's like underhanding him.
Don't forget. He's the one Avenger that couldn't get a fucking loan to save his goddamn life. He's an Avenger, and he couldn't get a fucking loan for his damn sister a boat.
Oh, that's stupid story plot. Oh my gosh, yeah.
But it's like I said, it's because of Kevin.
For a hero that saved the world, that had to
it's
step
like
the world back.
It's like I said, like Kevin Feige has this thing where like when you try to explain it to a lot of these people out here, like, listen, Kevin Feige doesn't care about black superheroes. I mean, yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Really? I mean, like, you seen what he's done? I mean, where's the Blade movie? By the way, like, we still waiting on that. Second of all, like, we haven't had Black Panther recast or whatever. You're telling me that there could have been a recast on Black Panther or whatever. And now you got this movie with Anthony Mackie as the lead, and you treat him very poorly, where rumors were coming out before this movie even dropped. And once again, like, that was the red flag right there. It's like you're saying that Chris Evans might be coming back to the MCU, and you haven't even had the market for the movie yet. Come on, dog. Like, tell me that you don't care.
2 weeks before the movie came out, Feige said that.
No, 2 months. 2 months.
2 months. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's even worse.
You gotta remember, I said this a while back. They literally followed the controversy in the comic books of Falcon getting the shield. What they had to do, they brought back Steve Rogers. He became Captain Hydra. He was Old Man Rogers. They gave him the serum to make him young again. That's what they're doing in the movies because that's how they had to course correct in the comic books. So basically, they're doing the comic book storyline in the movies now, and it's fucking pathetic.
So wow, that's bad.
What's
Bucky,
your opinion?
Before you get, Bucky will never have the shield. He will never have the shield.
Oh yeah, they meant with this 10 year deal that Anthony Mackie just signed. Of course, he's never gonna have that shield.
I was very surprised that it came out that he announced a 10-year deal. That they announced that he signed on for 10 years. I was very, especially how they treated him.
That's a slave contract, by the way.
Okay.
It is Black History Month. It is Black History Month.
Jesus, Phantom, no. Like, just no, dog.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Hey, at least I didn't do the rim shot.
Yeah, but hands off the
Well,
rim
I
shot.
mean, he literally said when he signed the contract, he waited till Black History Month to sign the contract. He said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Anything that you have to say about this Left Eye or whatever? Like,
Yes.
I it's like if Kevin Feige doesn't give a shit about a movie with black characters, it releases in February.
Yeah, the dead zone for movies.
If
He
he,
did.
that's all. It's just
So
it's yeah.
it is what
It's
it
one of the things.
is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be mad at you for taking a deal for 10 years where you may or may not have to be in certain scenes. I get it, fine, but I mean, it's this is your Everest. You can do whatever you want after this. I get it. Someone put money in front of you, you take it. I don't blame him for taking it. It's just I don't really care about Falcon at all. So I haven't really watched any of the Marvel movies since Endgame.
okay, so
So I think Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was the last one. Sorry.
I have a question for you, Ego, and the panel as well. But I'd like to hear what you have to say. We're talking about how Kevin Feige is just doesn't give a shit about black superheroes. A big thing in like the mid 2000s to the early 2010s was how Ike Perlmutter was just a massive racist. There was an article that came out where he allegedly said that when they replaced Rhodey, that it wouldn't matter because all black people look the same, et cetera, and so forth.
Wait, who said this? I'm sorry.
Ike Perlmutter, when Ike Perlmutter was in charge of Marvel Studios and Feige was below him.
Okay.
So in Iron Man 2, when they replaced Rhodey, allegedly he said that all black people look the same, so it wouldn't matter. However, during that time, I feel like the black characters in the Marvel Universe were significantly better than they have been in the past.
They were
10 years.
Jake, Ike Perlmutter was the one that wanted to bring Black Panther earlier into the MCU, and Feige was the one that kept them from doing it.
Right, and thus I'm asking Left Eye if you feel that do you agree that even though Ike Perlmutter wasn't a bastion of of niceness,
Ike Perlmutter just wanted to make money.
Yeah, right, and honestly, that's a good motivator. That's what you want as a high level executive, a guy who wants to make money. The way you make money is making good movies with good characters. So, E.G.O, what I was asking is, do you feel the same? Do you feel like mid 2000s to early 2010s that the black superheroes were better than they have been in like the past decade?
I don't think so. I mean, it's always kind of the same. The first thing I say is I don't get mad when some people say insert race here look alike, because that actually might be true. For some people, it's like, well, I had a whole bunch of friends in high school that were like Chinese, Vietnamese, and Korean. I swear to God, they all looked alike for like 2 months. And they're like, so I was just like, but after that, I'm like, oh, okay, I can tell. Like, okay, there's certain languages there's certain words with certain letters that sound a certain way. I was like, okay, I can catch that here and here and here. So I don't mind anyone saying that if they really don't know. If you're that rich, you might not be around that many black people. So when you count like 4 in the room, you're like, okay, this is my limit. So I'm like, all right, I get it. That's what you're comfortable with. Yeah. So you can have as many black friends as you want. It's just when you say like, hey, I have 5 black friends that come over to my house every Thursday from 2 to 6, like we got issues then. But I mean,
that's funny.
Thank you. For the black heroes of the 2000s, I mean, it didn't really seem any different to me. It's just it's in the characters that I would have noticed like late or mid 90s to early 2000s. Like, even though it was terrible, Steel, I get it. It's terrible, but I know Shaq tried. Meteor Man, which Marvel has the rights to.
Meteor Man is funny.
That's the actual. I said that's honestly, black people wanted Black Panther, but you get Meteor Man. It makes way more sense. Like, hey, he flies, but only 2 feet above the street because we don't go that high yet. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's hilarious. And so I think that the problem you have is when you try to make a traditionally white character black, and say that our reactions and dialogue are going to be the same, that's where it kind of skews. Like there's going to be a big difference, even if you try to get when you swapped out what is his name? Oh God, the first Rhodey. When you switch him out.
Oh gosh, yeah, I can't.
Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard.
Yeah, when you swap out Terrence Howard for Don Cheadle, that's a big difference.
Right.
You know, like Don Cheadle made more sense, but I understand his beef with Robert Downey Jr. wanting more money and him getting cut away from that. And then Don Cheadle, ironically, who was Oscar nominated at this time, took less money than the raise that Terrence Howard would have gotten to play the same role, which is weird.
Right.
So all that to say, I don't think there's an inherent issue with Black characters that are created. It's just that when you try to slide them into someone else's role, you can't accept the dialogue to be the same, or you can't expect the problems that you think someone Black would have is actually going to have. You know what I mean? Like that's Meteor Man. That's why Meteor Man is the best example to me. It's like it took him months to figure out his name because his parents were involved. Like, it's like that's some shit we would do. Like if there are Black superheroes, at least 3 people are going to know, and one of them's your family, best friend, and then someone that saw something like it or designed your costume. That's it. Like that's just there's certain things that when you make it Black, that's true. That happens. That's all. You know?
So see
that is true.
So the thing with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, I watched it. I believe that there was it a great show. No. Did I like it? I liked some of it. Some of it was good. I mean, Zemo stole the show. I think the whole. I like U.S. Agent. He was a great character. My thing was throughout that whole series, Falcon literally didn't want to be Captain America. That was the premise of the beginning of that show. Up until they gave the shield to Paul Walker, and he went batshit crazy because of the serum, which we all know that the serums that they created after the fact made people go batshit crazy. My thing is Anthony Mackie should have stayed Falcon, 100%.
Everybody said that.
They could just the reason they just didn't want to give the mantle to Bucky, they just didn't want another white man playing Captain America. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Given the fact that they gave it to the white guy, he immediately went batshit crazy. Yeah, you're right. They would try it.
Oh, just to let you guys know this, like, I don't understand the logic in these Marvel movies because, like, in the movie, Bucky hold on. Bucky is a congressman in this movie.
I'm sorry, what?
But he can't be Captain America. Yeah.
What? He's what?
Yeah. He's a congressman.
Oh, a congressman.
Well, it makes sense. He played Donald Trump in a movie.
He can act. That dude can act.
Oh, he can act. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
I want to understand the logic of the MCU. So he can be a congressman, but he can't be Captain America. Okay.
Yeah, former Russian sleeper agent that killed thousands and thousands of people as a congressman. Way to go!
That's true. He did.
Yeah. God, that's
making him a congressman. Like,
didn't they say he's responsible for JFK too?
No, I don't think. I don't think so.
Right?
That would have been wild.
That was Magneto.
Okay, that was Magneto.
He was trying to save him.
Oh my goodness.
He was one of us. Like he said that JFK was one of us. Like,
yeah, they said he did.
Now speaking. He's like
he got rid of JFK. Yeah, he's responsible. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Apparently he's a congressman now.
Since we're talking about, he's a congressman. But since we're talking about us, we can switch it up a little bit. We're gonna go into the sports world for a minute. I know, people. This is our first sports thing ever. It ain't gonna happen all the time. I already know some of the nerds are saying like, who cares about sports? Well, guess what? This is our podcast. We do whatever we want to, and sports is part of pop culture anyway. So yes, we're gonna talk about our hockey team. That's right, the hockey team. The
That's
3-1, the 51st state, baby, lost to America. Like,
right. The four nations.
America, fuck yeah!
Yeah, the past couple of weeks, it's as Ebola is saying, it's currently 2-2 Canada, U.S. The past few weeks, there's been the four nations face-off, which is United States, Canada, Russia, and Finland coming together to fight each other. And I was deliberate with my words, to fight each other, because that's hockey. Hockey is a wonderful sport, and they allow fights, and it's great stuff. This massive beef obviously started a long time ago. Canada and the U.S. have very vehemently disliked each other in the hockey world, because Canada always says they're the best as hockey. Russia says they're the best. Finland says they're the best. The U.S. is the best because we have the most money to bring in the best players from all over the world. Anyways, it's 2-2 right now. They're about to go to the fifth game and face off. I do think the U.S. I mean, obviously it's a coin flip thing, but the U.S. has that dog in them, because when we were up in Toronto in the first game, U.S. versus Canada, they played the U.S. national anthem, and everybody booed.
And they booed us.
And we took that personally, because the moment the puck dropped, everybody shot their gloves off and the fights began. And boy, we were hip checking, cross checking, open ice checking. We were wiping the floor with the Canadians, and we won that game 3-1. We told them, hey, you boo us, you boo the U.S. Oh, I'm sorry that Trudeau is man. I'm sorry you're upset about the meme of Canada becoming the 51st state. I'm sorry that you're upset that Trump won. But you know what? This is hockey. This is the way it is. Fights are going to happen. And if you boo the United States, we're coming for your ass. No cap, we're coming for you.
The United States hit Canada harder than Kendrick Lamar did to fucking Drake, man.
And you know what? What a beautiful representation of, I mean, to call it a beef nowadays. It is a beef, but to call it a beef between K-Dot and Drake nowadays is a bit of an understatement, because it's more of like a slaughter that's happening on live television, because Drake has not hit anything in like 2 years. But this is a wonderful representation of what's going on, partially in the music world and the rap world, specifically between Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
It's crazy, bro. Like a rap beef that started last year around May. Like now it went up to geographic politics, bro. It's like, oh man, the "Not Like Us" song is. I keep on hearing "Not Like Us" is almost like banned in like Canada, dude. Like you can't bump that song like in Canada like all willy nilly, or else people would get pissed at you, bro.
I want to know why why Canada wants to defend Drake so much. I mean, every time he shows up at a Raptors game, they lose.
Well, you gotta say, Trudeau likes them young. I heard. So yeah.
Good lord.
I will say this in defense. My favorite rapper, I shit you not, is Will Smith. I know. To me, he's the best rapper ever.
Get jiggy with it.
The main thing I tell everyone when they look at me and scoff is I said, hey, Will Smith said bitch one time in a song, and people said, that's not for you. Don't do that. And he's never done it again.
Yeah.
He tried to be edgy for one song, and the minute people heard it, said, no, that's not you. Rap happy. And he just raps happy. Drake was
I respect it.
Drake took the Will Smith blueprint word and move by move. So I was automatically a Drake hater because I'm like, I've seen this before. All right. And Lil Wayne said, you rap happy. Keep it Canadian.
Right.
Rap happy.
Don't do it.
Be Canadian. Don't do it.
Now
rap happy.
The back-to-back Meek Mill diss, hilarious. I get it, but it should be a one-off. You don't start beefs you can't finish, especially with someone named Kendrick. That's literally if Will Smith made a diss song against Tupac and then was surprised that Hit 'Em Up is about Jada. Like, that's what we're talking.
Yeah.
Like, that's really what this could have been. That's really
How
the best
many stocks do we really got in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5.
Exactly. So I mean, I get why you'd want to defend him, but it's just like it's okay to admit your idol fell just a little bit.
Yes.
Like there's a video. I think there's a video of Drake now in his Melbourne, Australia, tour, and he's racking a fake gun and he's doing this while there's fire. I literally put in the comments, this looks like him saying, "I'm Drake and you're watching Disney Channel."
Dude.
I like that's what this looks like.
The night after the Grammys.
Oh, the Grammys.
No,
the night after the Grammys.
The Grammys. He comes out to his studio, in Australia, wearing a hoodie, riddled with bullet holes and smoke coming out of the holes.
Yeah, as like, I mean, the fact that it's in your back is the worst thing too. It's like, so it's like, no. You need to wear them on your front because it was to your face. You can't see my back. All right, no, it's like, nah, it's gonna have to be got lit up.
Yeah, Kendrick stepped to him immediately. There was no underhanded tactics in this. He was right in front of him the whole time, staring him in the eyes, saying, "Look at me, I'm the captain now." Okay,
well,
you're gonna.
It's
shots in the back.
Dude, it's not the first time that Drake took something to the face. I mean, Rimmer said,
I would not put it past him. It's just Drake wants to be Prince so bad. Like, to be able to do all these things. As like,
it's good point.
Like,
well, the thing with the whole entire rap beef was, I mean, last year, like this beef started because because of first person shooter. If you've been with Drake and J.Cole or whatever, leaving Kendrick out or whatever, and they said that Kendrick, out of the big three, he's the least one, and Kendrick took that personally. He was like Michael Jordan. I take that personally. What do you mean? So he dropped Like That, and then with Like That, 7-minute drill happened with J. Cole. And then J. Cole rebutted and pushed up drop by Drake, and then Taylor Made, and then you got Euphoria, and then 616, and then 616 led to freaking Family Matters, and Family Matters meant to Meet the Grams, to Not Like Us, and to The Heart Part 6, which is the worst diss track of all time. Like, Drake is just when he dropped Heart Part 6, talking about oh yeah, I was on that Epstein stuff. I was like, yeah, you definitely wrote that. Your ghostwriter, that was not a ghostwriter, that was you, Drake. He's like,
I mean, come on, it's Drake. Remember, he did that song, started in the bottom, now we here. Motherfucker, you were a fucking preppy rich kid that had a fucking pool, and you came for money, you stupid twat waffle fucking looking
his
bitch.
Parents were very
somebody
well
put
off, and his bottom was working at Walgreens with his friends. Nah, man.
Somebody put Drake's picture of him in middle school, and they put Kendra's picture in middle school, and they said Drake never had a chance. It's just
Kendrick Lamar would just walk up to Drake and probably say boo, and he'll piss himself and fall down. Drake is that dude. Drake's that dude that was in school. He's the one that got thrown into the bathroom stall and his head dunked in the fucking toilet and swirly multiple times a day.
Well, the thing was, Drake had this. I mean, he him being a mixed kid or whatever. He had this thing of he felt like he had to he wants to be with the white folk a lot, and then he was not accepted there, and then when he gets with his on his black side, he's not accepted there, so he sort of had an identity crisis or whatever, and That's what Kendrick
So-
played on. Like he says,
and
I already know what you finna do. Like
And you know what?
in Euphoria.
That identity crisis comes from, like you said, he tried to please the white side and it didn't work out. Then he went to try to please the black side and it didn't work out. That's what happens when you're not yourself. When you do something like copy Will Smith move for move instead of being yourself, you end up trying to pander to one side or to the other. Look, I am a quarter black. Nobody can tell. Okay, you cannot tell by looking at me. I don't know what it's like to be mixed race or to be a light-skinned black man or what have you. I don't know what it's like to have to pander to one side or the other. I don't know what that crisis is like. But what I do know is if you're not yourself, everyone is going to notice. Everyone is going to notice that you are pandering to one side or the other for whatever reason. They're going to notice you're being fake.
Yeah.
And people abhor that shit.
We see it all the time. We see it all the time. Everywhere.
I mean, for example, like J. Cole, he's mixed, but J. Cole doesn't pander to either one of his sides. He'll even say, I'm J. Cole. It's a cold world and everything. I don't care. Like, I love all my fans. I don't care what they look like or whatever. Whereas Drake, he never had that he never had that talk or whatever because, he how can I say it? It's like in Euphoria, like Kendrick even said, how many features do you feel like until you feel like you're black enough or whatever? Like, like Drake wants to have the impasse so badly and everything, but he knows he can't have it because like you always have Kendrick just basically just sitting there like you're not going all the way, bro. Like we know that you're using.
I mean, Kreese, you got to look at it this way. Drake is a bootlicker. He always has, and he'll always will be a bootlicker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I think the other thing that hurts is like he's probably going to be in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Like, a lot of that's the unfortunate thing is like he's a really great songwriter. You'd be like, hey, look, I write ballads and I make songs for bitches. Like that's it. That's my market.
Yeah.
And if someone disses you, let it go because like, hey, I make ballads. And songs for bitches. That's it. I think it's. This is
what I would have been Drake's advisor for. I would have told him straight up, like when Kendrick did the like that diss or whatever. If I was Kendrick's boy, his friend, his mentor or whatever, I would have told him, do not respond. Whatever you do not respond to that dude from Compton. He crazy. He's willing to go all the way. Like he even said it in his raps. How many stocks do I really have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. That means he got a whole like anytime he wants to diss Drake, he can do it. And like there's nothing that Drake can do about it or whatever.
Well, also you gotta look at this between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar won a Pulitzer for writing.
Right.
Drake will never have that honor.
And
I
love pointing that out. As I've said before, I discovered Kendrick in 2013 when he did a verse on one of my favorite rappers, Tech Nine's track, not humble, excuse me. Excuse me, when he did a track on Tech Nine's 2013 something else. That's when I discovered him. And that's when I started following him. And then 4 years later, cut to 2017, Damn comes out, and it is easily the best rap album of the year. I think it should have been album of the year in my opinion. And I'm a massive metalhead. Metalhead's my favorite genre of music, but I love all kinds of music, and rap is probably my second. And to have an artist as young as he was win a Pulitzer Prize, not only is it the first ever piece of music to win a Pulitzer Prize, it is the first album, the first black songwriter, and it's a rap album. It's a rap album, and it won a Pulitzer Prize. Humble has like 2.5 billion plays on Spotify. It's like in the top 20 most played songs of the past decade. Like, it is unreal. I mean, Kendrick, he's someone who is going to continue to perform well for many, many, many years to come. And I'm with Kreese.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. If I was Drake's advisor or mentor, I would say, look, just let the bullets whiz past you. Take a step back. Don't address it. Maybe even take like a year off and do like some genuine songwriting, which you're good at.
Yep.
You are good at it.
Yeah.
Take like a year off.
You're Drake.
Put together like 10 to 12 songs that are really good, and just wait until Kendrick is done firing shots at you. Because if you stop, he will eventually. Because he's a man, he'll move on. He's not going to stay dunk on you for the rest of his life. Just wait.
Well,
and then come out with an album.
He's already moved on. By the way, he's doing his tour.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
He's already,
but Drake just is he feels like he has to continue to clap back. If not in song, in at least his actions, like when he came out on stage in Australia with the bullet holes in the hoodie. Like, dude, just let it go, man. Really let it go. And look, it's not the 90s anymore, okay? There's not going to be a bunch of people rolling up and clapping at you at your front door, okay? Just let it go. Let it go, man. Please.
If you look at,
we'll respect you more.
If you look at at face value, Kendrick Lamar is already on Mount Rushmore. He's already on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
He's got to be my. He's after listening Not Like Us and then watching that performance at the Super Bowl, I was hooked. I listen to his stuff. I'll have it when I'm playing the game. I'll have it going, and it's like for me,
Fan was listening to Money Trees, like.
Yeah, Kreese knows. I asked Kreese, give me a starting point. He's like that, and I'm like, yeah. It's like to me, like watching. I mean, literally, Drake said he was going to sue the NFL because of Not Like Us, and Kendrick Lamar literally on the Super Bowl with a shit-eating grin, literally said, "Drake, go fuck yourself. I'm here. You're not,
I hear you like,
bitch."
I'm here to. I hear you like I'm young. Like, well, just to round this off, like we're just going to talk about a real quick subject because, like, we're almost hitting that 2-hour mark. Is like it was like the final season of Cobra Kai last week or whatever. I just want to say one thing. This show right here is the perfect representation of taking a property that happened in the 80s, a trilogy. As much as I like the Hilary Swank movie, ain't that good. But the trilogy of Ralph Macchio, Daniel LaRusso, and Johnny Lawrence, and making a whole entire show, is 65 episodes right here on Netflix. This was really good, man. Like the last 5 episodes of this was phenomenal, in my opinion. The thing about Cobra Kai was there some things where they could have went all in on their story? Yeah, they could have, but you know what? I love how they gave Johnny a second chance on this tour. This is more of Johnny's story than Daniel's story, and this was, in my opinion, a great show. I'm not sure if how Left Eye feels about it.
If I may,
I'm sending.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. You guys go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'm working on something, but go ahead. Go ahead.
No worries. I was just going to say real quick. Speaking of what Kreese was saying, second chances. This show started as a YouTube Red original and was canceled. And there was so much uproar by the fan base that loved it. Obviously, it wasn't making enough money. That's why they canceled it. But it had such a following that Netflix decided to buy it. And then when they put out the second season, it exploded and became massively popular.
Third season.
And then the third season. The third season. And it was from everything I've heard, especially from Kreese, it was a fantastic show. And like Wayfair is saying here in the chat, they closed the book perfectly, which is something.
It's perfectly good.
Which is something extremely hard to do. We see people fail at that all the time in media, and just having shit ending after shit ending. So to have a show like this, like an underdog story in the story and in reality, and to absolutely nail the ending, that's just 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Well, also we got it was because of the Karate Kid movie with Jaden Smith is the reason why we got Cobra Kai, because a lot of people did not like that movie. A lot of people didn't like
That's
that
Kung Fu
movie.
Kid.
I didn't like it either. I
Yeah,
don't like it either.
I didn't like it. And now that it's supposedly canon to Karate Kid, get the fuck out of here.
Oh
Just
my
not.
Yeah, that's a Sony thing. But on top of that, it was also how I Met Your Mother with Barney and like William Zafka, like him being the real winner of the Karate Kid. Like so the like it's a little bit of that, a little bit of like you just said, Phantom. But yeah, this series right here just showed you that, you know, if you have a love for for the medium that you love and you put some passion into it, dude, you people will show up. People showed up for this, and you know, at first when like I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that Cobra Kai trailer, the very first trailer, I was saying like oh no, man. I like the Karate Kid, but does it really need a TV show? Really? Okay, I'll watch a little bit. And like, you know, those first two episodes on YouTube Red when when it was free, like they gave you the first two episodes for free. I was like, okay, I'm hooked. Okay,
Good.
I'll buy a subscription. Yeah.
Now,
I think.
oh,
Oh,
go ahead, Phantom.
go ahead, Jake.
I
Go
was
ahead.
just going to
Go ahead.
say behind the scenes in the green room, I made the guys save it for the show. E.G.O, you have some opinions about Cobra Kai that might differ
Yes.
a little bit. Let's hear what you have to say.
I'm sending it in the private chat as a screener because this was I had issues, but one of them is what I put in the private chat. If you want to, you can click that.
Sure.
It's a video. It's a teaser that I did for the video that I put out about a week ago. I guess we can watch that. This is how they choose.
Sure.
This is basically how Cobra Kai chose their cameos. This is the link that I have in there. This is my net insider E.G.O.
So here we go, guys. Let's give this a little bit of a watch, and I think this will convey.
This is dude. I gotta give you props, man. Your production values are so fucking good, man.
So
yeah,
Sub to this man. He's good. He's got some good shit. Sub to this man. He's really good.
yeah.
Let's check this out.
You know what? Let's just
Here, let me turn the volume and crank this a little bit.
You know what? Let's just while we're spitballing this, and feel free to say no. Feel free to say no. I say let's bring in more of the cameos that Daniel would know. So who's the little Japanese boy in Cobra Kai 2? Who Chosen? Fantastic. I'm frozen when it's Chosen. Oh, and let's also bring in that too. And you know what? If we're gonna do that, let's just bring in the Barnes guy, because who doesn't love a bad boy?
I saw that on X. I saw that on X the other day, and I'm like, this motherfucker is crazy as hell. I love shit, dude.
Oh man. But I am gonna do a Cobra Kai video.
Dude, you won't catch me dead in a wig doing that shit, but bravo on you for doing that, sir.
I had
Yeah,
I
bro.
had
You got.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm definitely gonna be doing a Cobra Kai video. If it's not this, not this Friday, probably Saturday or whatever. I am gonna be trying to drop a Cobra Kai video and like just giving my final thoughts on the show or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's a great series. I highly recommend it. It's like a 8.5 out of 10. Like there's times where, like I said, it should have went in a little bit more or whatever. But you know, yeah. I think it's pretty good for what it is or whatever. It's better than most stuff that we get. It's better than it's better than Star Wars.
It is the main issue I had was I did 5 reasons. So the video I put up at the full version is 5 ways that Cobra Kai lost the plot. You know, and I told everyone why. Once you get to reason 5 is the reasoning behind the whole part of it. But the issue for me was the fact that this should have only been 3 seasons to me, because they wound up doing in season 6 what season 3 was on its way to doing anyway. Like, hey, look, nothing says I don't need the sucker black guy tournament, whatever the fuck that was, Sakai Takai, whatever the fuck that was called. I don't need
The Sakai
that.
Takai.
Yeah, it sounds like suck a titty, suck a black guy. It sounds like everything but what you're trying to call it, because but we don't have to make things worldwide. All we wanted was, as a redemption arc, go to the All Valley. And since you're too damn old, it should be who you train to be there. And that was the issue that I had.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's like saying, we're all guys here. If a woman that you had a crush on, like in middle school, finds you 10 to 15 years later, and she's still as hot as you remember, and she says straight up, hey, we can fuck after 3 dates or 6. The feeling is going to be the same. It'll be great. You get to tell all your friends about it. You're going to record it so you can have something to remind you of nostalgic times. But if you can fuck at 3 dates or 6 dates. And if you fuck at 6 dates, she's going to bring all her friends around before you fuck. What are we doing? We fucking in 3 or 6 dates?
I'm going to have to take the under on that. 3 days.
Right. So I'm like, that's all I'm saying is, like, I knew what you were trying to do, but like, Bobby is a pastor. There's no reason that at moral inflection points, especially with Tori, that Bobby's not involved. And the fact that you get to see him in season 6 means you knew that was a problem. There's no damn way Amanda, who's had all, I don't say the word privilege, I'm just saying, what the fuck is Amanda gonna tell Tori about loss and grief that Bobby couldn't have done in half the time? And it actually makes sense. Her leaving Cobra Kai at that point is a conscious decision, instead of people that don't know what the hell's going on and who have fighting ideologies. The only people that the only person everyone would have agreed on and says, hey, Bobby's the best person to do this because he shepherds souls, and that's a big responsibility. And that's something that you're good for. Self-defense and the Lord. Like, hey, I'll send you to heaven, but I'll do your eulogy. Like, that's Bobby. Like that. Like the fact that he was there and you didn't use him is an issue. And that's probably why I said it gave you the payoff. I get it. It was great. It's just the fact that somewhere between all those seasons,
it could have been better.
They lost who this is about, and that was the main issue that I.
I agree. I actually agree with you.
Left Eye, I'd like to ask you a question. What do you think about the upcoming movie they're gonna do?
I think at this point, if Amanda hasn't divorced Daniel at this point, she is probably starting the proceedings for it. Like, I don't get it, because if you're saying this is 5 years later, that means you're empty nesters. Like, I don't understand. You're empty nesters. You have a thriving dealership, and there's nothing that doesn't make sense at all to me. Like, and honestly, if you wanted to do this, you could say, well, shit, man, I could say that you could talk. It could be Anthony at this point, because Anthony might be a black belt. It's been 5 years. Like, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know who else. Just like Robbie, you can get Robbie Keane. Damn, like, there's so many other ways that make more sense than just doing this. And that's why I said in my video, the problem is the fact that you try to push and move what was like wet cement that was drying while you moved it. That's you putting Daniel in Cobra Kai, and now you're stuck. And I said that's why I'm saying, if you did 3 seasons and you do it to where, like, oh, me and Johnny are gonna talk this out. He actually wants to move on with his life. He needs a win. And Miyagi was a forgiving person too. He forgave me when I defected to Cobra Kai, so I should be able to give forgiveness. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm invigorated to relearn the art of self-defense through Miyagi's eyes and from what Johnny has taught me. That makes more sense as a sequel movie that we should be seeing in the Karate Kid that they're trying to do. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why I have an issue, because if you're telling me Daniel's in China, that means Amanda divorced him and the kids could give a fuck. And how damn bad do you have to be for that to happen? And bear in mind this, guys. How many friends does Daniel have that aren't his family?
None.
I'll wait.
None.
Everybody, sub to this extremely erudite man right
You gotta
here.
accept to this man, like.
This dude knows what the fuck is up. All right.
Thank you,
I
guys.
mean, he had
Fine,
his brother,
fine,
he had his
man.
cousin and his he had his cousin.
they
and
That's
gotta
his,
family. That's family. That's not
Right.
friends.
Yeah.
That's family.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Like,
playing, whatever.
that's
Or like the
that's the
people on the
issue.
committee board, that's about it. But like they're scared of
Right.
Daniel though.
And that
Like,
guy got roundhoused.
I mean,
and then he got roundhoused.
The only friend that Daniel LaRusso ever had was the guy that was from Japan that gave him a car.
yeah,
Turned him-
Mr.
it-
Mr. Miyagi.
That was it.
That's it. That's it. You're telling me over.
Yeah,
If we're to assume that they were, if we're to assume they're all 40 years old at this point, that means you went damn near 25 years with no friends. Like, how fucking unlikable do you have to be to go that long
really.
without a friend?
You know
Hey,
what?
You would have to be a piece of shit to not have a friend in 2.5
if the-
decades. That's
if
a
the-
great point. Great
If
point.
the Karate Kid was made this day and time, Miyagi and Daniel would be gay. They'd be gay lovers.
That's the only. I mean, it would be hard not to go that route.
Mhm.
You'd have to really explain
Yeah.
things. He'd have to be really reluctant to do all this,
Mhm.
I guess.
I'm-
But it's like he was only around until he got
I'm
a
just
girlfriend,
letting
and
it.
then- Go ahead.
Mhm.
Yeah, I for the Karate Kid movie that's coming out or whatever, like me and my friends already said, like, you know what, we wouldn't be surprised if they try to make some type of Karate Kid Avengers where like they get all the Karate Kids from Daniel, Miguel, Julie,
You know what?
Jaden, and they all team up or whatever.
That's the Power Rangers style. Them kids fight too damn much. All right, them karate kids would all be on fucking probation because there's no way. I'm from
You
the
got Ben
suburbs. Call the
Wi-
police. I'm just like that.
I'm sorry,
the
I'm
mall
sorry,
fight-
dude.
What?
Yeah, they should have been arrested right there. But
everybody going to jail.
I want to figure this out. How like you're using the same plot again with this new Karate Kid. Like he's getting bullied, but this kid knows kung fu and he knows karate, but like he's still getting bullied. Is he getting bullied by a Karate Kid bully or something? Like what's going on here? Like
It's lazy writing.
I
It's
know.
lazy writing.
it's just
It is.
Yeah.
And I think the other issue for me is the fact that like they never really addressed MMA at all. And I was
Yeah.
like, they did karate. I'm like, kids ain't really doing karate nowadays. They're doing either Muay Thai or MMA. Plus, you know
Yeah,
what?
they're raw
Again, everyone that learned any of the martial arts that got you to the Sakai Takai, the All Valley, you should have your parenting rights revoked. I'm calling CPS on you because what happened? Like, I just want to know. Like, I said, I'm just like, hey, look, guys, before we start, can I get a mouth guard?
Oh,
Yeah.
Good point.
Well,
Like, me, like I did, like how I lost this shit right here was light sparring with no gear. Like, so this is what happens when you don't spar with gear. So the thing is that you should have protective gear. Generally speaking, so I'm like, so if you're gonna go full contact,
Especially
I'm
if you're a
not gonna
kid.
watch. Yeah, like
they try to make it like an anime type of thing where like no holds barred type of thing. Like
oh no,
but,
from the
like,
suburbs, holds barred.
Holds bar or whatever.
It's
So,
like Jeremy. It's like
I
Jeremy
mean-
always said. When it came to Cobra Kai, it's like they'd be sitting around. The next thing you know, they're somewhere fighting, and nobody's going to jail. I'm like,
Right.
God, this is stupid. Where's the parents?
And that's the issue. I said,
Yeah.
I said the issue was any parent that has kids that go to that particular high school is calling the police. Like, if I found out my kid's involved and like you got hit, like I'm suing everybody. I'm going to all the media outlets. Like, actually, Cobra Kai and anyone else, like that's getting barred. And the thing is, because the kids know martial arts, half of them could have been charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm saying.
Karate.
You have a high school with effectively roving bands of bandits.
That was the
And if
running
you fight one
joke
of them,
in the
you fight all of
Karate.
them.
Yeah, that was the running joke in the Karate Kid slash Cobra Kai fandom. Is like, why is there no security?
Right.
Who cares? It's karate game for wear, man. It doesn't matter. Like,
There is absolutely no reason Stingray belongs around children. That's full stop. Full
yeah,
stop. Like no,
yeah.
sir. No.
Oh my God.
But
That's
overall, like those things what Left Eye Ego set aside, which those are valid points, and I actually agree with most of them. It's a great show. If you think too much of it, if you bring too much grounded reality into it, you're not good. You're gonna think it's the most stupidest thing. But if you just let your mind hang out and just like let the fantastical elements of Cobra Kai happen, you'll enjoy it a lot more. So all right, I guess we can like wrap this thing up. Oh, who wants to plug their stuff or no recommendations? Right?
Yes.
All right,
Let's do
I'm gonna
Fandom
start.
recommendations first.
I'm gonna start because me and Chris, we do an anime show on Saturday nights with Westward Smiles and Sophie, and possible a new member of the panel. I can't say who it is quite yet. And we are doing a retrospect on my recommendation tonight, Dragon Ball GT. We are going to have a conversation on why people did not like Dragon Ball GT. For myself, I watched it. Do I have issues with it? Yes. Is it as terrible as people say it is? Maybe. But check it out. We will be live Saturday night on the official KSW YouTube channel. And the Westward is posting it in the chat. Go subscribe. We actually have some real good conversations over there. And also, I hinted to this earlier. Join our Discord. We have a Discord.
Yes, we do.
And for the Xbox players who join our Discord, I and who like to play Power World, I started a guild on Power World, and join our Discord, and you can come in and join and have fun and play Power World. Also, we are going to be hosting some anime watch parties for KSW starting soon in the next couple of weeks. Also, we are going to be starting something new coming after the 1st of March. We will no longer be going live at 9 o'clock on Thursday nights. We will be starting at 8 o'clock Eastern, starting in 2 weeks. So that's pretty much it.
Follow us on X or join the Discord to make sure you keep up to date with all that. Chris, do you want to do your recommendation? What do you got this week?
Yeah. Dark Knight series. I mean, heard we were talking about Frank Miller, so go check that out. Got the comic book, got the movies. Both of them are pretty good. Especially if I had to choose, probably the comic book, but the movies pretty good. It's like frame for frame from the comic book or whatever. And yeah, that's my recommendation. Like, Frank Miller, great comic book legend artist. So go check him out or whatever. Good stuff.
Awesome. Right on. And my recommendation for this week, as always, it is music. And because the past few weeks have been filled with a lot of K-Dot versus Drake, the Super Bowl, new songs dropping, new albums dropping, things like that. I never got a chance to do this, but on January 30th, one of my favorite bands of all time, probably easily in my top 3, released a new album. It was their first album in 7 years. All That Remains. This album is called Anti-Fragile. It is a fantastic metalcore album. It's definitely a return to tradition. I would say it's a sequel to their 2006 album, The Fall of Ideals. Phil Labonte, the lead singer and the band, basically, has written some incredible songs for it. Jason Jason Richardson, their lead guitarist, who replaced Ollie Herbert after he died. I could get into it, but I won't. Is an absolute beast. He's easily the best technically proficient guitar player in the world right now. I'd even say he's even better than Tosin Abasi, and Tosin is an insane guitar player. But yeah, All That Remains album, Anti-Fragile, their first album in 7 years. It's a fantastic album. It's a great metalcore album. If you love metal, if you love rock even, or if you love music, it's just a return to form. It's a return to form. And if you're around my age, if you're in your early to mid 30s and you were into maybe edgy stuff when you were younger in middle school or high school, early to mid 2000s, this really hits the spot. It's good stuff. It's wonderful. It's a great album. Everybody go check it out. Now, E.G.O, you don't have to have a recommendation. If you do have a recommendation, we can show it. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Why not?
These are both comics I actually really dig comics that will involve your family. Mm-hmm. My favorite comic of all time, it's about 10 volumes, is Birthright. Basically, this is the movie. It's about a book about a family of 4, and let's say that the dad is playing catch with the son, who's like Mikey's like 9 years old. Dad throws the ball, son goes into the woods to get it, never comes back. 6 years go by, family's completely broken apart because Mikey has never been found. And 6 years later, out comes a guy that looks like Jason Momoa saying, "I'm Mikey."
Oh.
And and I'm burdened with glorious purpose. Basically, dude looks like this.
Oh shit!
And so basically,
that art's fantastic.
Yeah. Yes. This is by Williamson and Bresson, and it's fantastic. The writers were saying that he was actually going through a divorce, and he wound up switching the tone of the book while he was writing it. So these 10 volumes are reflective of what he was actually going through. So it's basically about family, loss, the ways we come together, bridging of the worlds, literally in this case. So it's fantastic. Another book that I read that was actually really great and really does family and generational trauma the right way is a Farmhand. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Chew, the book.
I have, actually. I have heard of that.
Yes, same author.
Right on.
Basically, it's basically about a family. I think they're Black and Hispanic, and the grandfather creates a seed that will regrow limbs. So he'll have so people are getting ears, lungs, eyes, brain, ears, lungs, eyes, everything. So if you're missing it, you go to his farm, and he actually will grow the appendage for you. And he's actually got a farm. And so what happens when those transplants start having an issue? And it's literally about the seeds that are planted in your family and what grows as a result. So it's got a whole lot of traits about, family. It's really great.
That's fascinating. That is a fascinating premise.
Yeah.
And it's very unique.
I think it's killer. It's fantastic. I'm waiting for the next volume to come out just because they're like, well, the son, the character we're following is falling kind of on hard times, and he winds up going back to the family farm and he brings his family. So it's like you're trying to figure out what could be so terrible you don't like your father that created this miracle thing. And it makes it even fucking crazier that the whole thing takes place in Louisiana. I was like, you know what? If there's any place some shit like that would happen, Louisiana. So it's a phenomenal
Louisiana. Yeah.
And you can see everyone's point of view. I'm like waiting with bated breath for the next volume to come out. But I really love Guillory stuff.
Right on. I have to say, E.G.O wins recommendations for this week. Absolutely. Everybody.
Yeah, he does.
Everybody go sub to this man. He's been a fantastic guest. He has all his ducks in a row. He knows what he's talking about. This guy is great. E.G.O, why don't we do an outro? Let's repeat one more time at the end for the people in the back who you are, what you do, and if you have anything coming up you want to shout out.
Well, I mean, I talked about we love to talk about everything from like politics, comics, action figures. It doesn't matter. I'll talk about it, especially if I can give you a reason or rendition of it that you haven't seen coming. But for everyone, I tell them, hey, why should you listen to me? I'll tell you why. Because I'm the Dumble whose doors are always open. Gandalf without the gray, the white, because I'm all black. Jordy LaForge, Captain of this enterprise. The swag king with the crown. Shout out to Sunday Swagger. The long lost homie of Zach Morris and AC Slater, since y'all got jokes. Sweet chocolate Jesus, as proclaimed by Roman of the Empire himself. And the man running up the chimney because he wants all the smoke. I'm Left Eye Ego.
Let's fucking go.
I can't even follow up after that. I think we got to end the show right there. Like,
outros I've ever heard. That puts my outro to fucking shame. My God. But anyways, guys, I'm Big Dog Jake, BIGGDOGGJAKE. I'm a professional, though occasional voiceover actor. I'm a political writer for hire. I love video games. I love metal music, and I will talk to anyone about them. You can follow me on X/Twitter, Beware Politics. You can follow me on Instagram. You can hit me up on Discord. What I do is this every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only next week and one more week, because starting in March, we are going to be doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do a little bit of accommodation for the homies to make sure that we can all be here. So make sure you look out for that. Starting in March on that Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be here doing it for the homies as we do every week. Now, Kreese, what do you got coming up, my friend?
And so I think we might have a Kings of Pop Culture episode. I don't know about that. Just tune in on that one this Sunday or Saturday. Is one of them days or whatever those knuckleheads want me to do. I'll show up. Those are my bros right there. Of course, KSW Saturday too. And then for the homies podcast every Thursday. Once it hits March, we'll be going to 7:00 Central, 8:00 Eastern. So we had to switch up the time, man. It's like these boys were getting tired, so it is what it is. But man, if only I could tell you what we got planned up, but I can't say anything. NDA. We can't say anything. So just look out. Just look out. I'm telling everybody, For the Homies is going to be a big pillar in the fellowship. Or I'm just letting everybody know, we're going to be a big pillar. Trust me. Just trust me.
We have constant regular.
You want to close this out, bro?
Constant regular growth, baby. Phantom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Left Eye, for coming on. You're welcome back at any time. Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight, and we will be seeing you guys next Thursday night for our last regular 9:00 episode for the Homies Podcast. I'm Phantom X. He's MMA Kreese. He's Big Dog Jake. And this gentleman beside me is Left Eye E.G.O. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we will see you later. Hey, Vagabond, take us out.
Enjoy swimming.
Like the stream, nerds. We out.
We talking about the life we know. Laughs and vibes and good times flow. Homies gather, let the stories grow. Screaming loud, let the wisdom show. Late nights, we ain't slowing down.